Hey everyone, so today we're going to take a quick look at my wife's new bike. She recently got a Trek Supercaliber SL 9.7. We looked at the SL 9.6 and the SLR 9.8 a little bit, and she decided she really liked the 9.7. All three bikes have the same frame, the slight asterisks, same geometry, with the RockShox ISO strut shock with 80 millimeters of travel in the rear. The 9.8 has a slightly different frame. It's a little bit lighter, as in they didn't do the internal cable routing to save weight. A few other little things like that. As someone that does a lot of our own home mechanic work, we really like having the internal cable routing. It makes it a lot easier when you're doing maintenance on your bike. But I suppose if you can afford the 9.8, good chance you're taking it to the shop anyways. The SL 9.7, it retails for $5,700. It comes with a RockShox Reba RL fork with 110 millimeters of travel. I want to say the 9.8, yeah, it comes with a Fox. It has a slightly different trail on it, so your wheel's going to sit slightly different. Most of us aren't going to notice. But yeah, the 110, it pairs really well with the 80 in the rear. You're not going to have your front end writing checks that the back end can't cash. It came with the alloy Bontrager Cove Comp 25 wheels. That is one thing that we'll probably be upgrading here soon, getting some carbon hoops for the bike. Has a Bontrager line dropper post with 150 millimeters of drop. That's on the size medium. If you go to a different size, you'll have larger or longer or shorter drop appropriately to the size of your frame. Also came with a Bontrager Cove carbon bar. We did not realize that when we ordered it. It was kind of a nice little happy surprise when we picked the bike up. Also it has SRAM level bronze 2-piston brakes with a 180 millimeter rotor in the front, 160 in the rear. Trek, I want to see on their website, they recommended not going over 160. Might try going to 180 though. Maybe later on we'll see if it fits. Give you a little extra braking power. And one of the awesomest things about this bike is it comes with SRAM access. So you got robots. It has the electronic shifting, SRAM GX Ego access, yeah, is what you're running with it. And that's the same as the 9.8 with the SRAM build, which is $1,650 more. Granted, with the 9.8 you have the slightly lighter frame, Fox suspension, and carbon wheels. Yeah, that's what comes on that one. This bike, when we weighed it, it was 26.02 pounds without pedals. So out of the box, what you buy, it's a pretty good, pretty light bike.
Okay, and for the 9.6, that bike comes in at $4,200, which is approximately $1,500 less than the 9.7. What do you get for those savings? Well, you get the RockShox Recon Gold as opposed to the Reba, both at 110 of travel up front. You get Bontrager Cove Comp 23 alloy wheels. What the difference is between the Comp 25s on the 9.7, I can't say. And Bontrager Rhythm Comp handlebars, an aluminum handlebar. You also get Shimano MT501 brakes. This is kind of an entry-level hydraulic brake that Shimano offers. And you have Shimano Dior 12-speed shifters with the Shimano SLX rear derailleur. So it's kind of a mix between Dior and SLX components. Fairly entry-level, but it'll get you going. It's definitely not bad. And these are all consumable parts. So as things break, as they wear out, you can replace them with something bigger and better, faster, lighter. Now, the 9.8 GX is the next bike we're going to look at. That bike comes in at $7,350, $350. That is $1,650 more than the 9.7. What do you get for this extra money? You get a RockShox SID fork, some Bontrager Cove Elite 30 carbon fiber wheels, which is actually kind of a nice upgrade. And you also get some SRAM level bronze 4-piston brakes. The 9.7 comes with a 2-piston level bronze brake. The 9.8 comes in with a 4-piston. This bike also tips the scales at 24.87 pounds, which is 1.15 pounds lighter. Not a whole lot less weight for the money, But if you're going to go out and buy a set of carbon wheels, like a set of I9s, you're looking at dropping about $2,000 after you pay for tax, title, and registration. Alright, and last but not least, we're going to jump across the Pacific and give our friends from Japan a little love and look at the Shimano XT build. The 9.8 XT comes in at $7,000, which is $1,300 more than the 9.7. For this change in price, you get the Fox 34, which I'm kind of excited about, mainly because I have more experience working with Fox suspension than I do with anything from RockShox. You also get the same Bontrager Cove Elite 30 carbon wheels that are on the GX build. Otherwise, though, you get the Shimano XT brakes, shifter, and cassette. One interesting thing with this bike to note is that it comes with an E13 carbon crank. You don't see E13 spec'd on too many production bikes, so that's kind of a neat little thing that Trek is doing here, giving one of the smaller companies a little love. And out of the bikes we're looking at today, it is the lightest. It comes in at 24.15 pounds, which is 1.87 pounds less than the 9.7. That's almost 2 pounds. That's actually a pretty good weight to price ratio when you look at that $1,300 difference. Granted, it is Shimano XT, Shimano 12-speed. I have Shimano 12-speed on my bike. I'm not the biggest fan. I will say that stuff that I've used from our good friends over at SRAM does shift a lot better, but that's just my personal experience. But yeah, all these bikes, they come with the same dropper, the same tires. The 9.8s do have that slightly lighter frame where they don't have the internal cable routing. But all in all, though, they're all great bikes. I don't think you go wrong with any one that you choose. So yeah, go out there, get yourself a new bike, and thanks, and have a good one.